Wagwan, everybody. Welcome to the Dis Affamie History podcast, where we'll be speaking about history and as well family history and how history relates in terms of Caribbean people for the present as well as in the past, and how in the past what that does and brings forth for what we are going through at present and what we can learn from our history, from our family, and take that moving forward. So I do hope you enjoy the podcast, and if you like it, please ensure to subscribe, like, and review. Thank you.
I just want to thank you all for coming on to the podcast to speak about the app that you have been working on, We Are Here. So again, thank you, Peter, Diana, and Vitaly. And before we start, would you just...
Thank you for inviting us for this podcast. My name is Diana, and so like all my colleagues, dear colleagues, and we are all members of the huge project We Are Here.
Perfect. What exactly inspired the creation of the We Are Here? Was this just a personal or a historical background that motivated the development of the platform?
So I will tell you the story of our founder. Her name is Anna, and she initially came up with the idea of preserving family history in the field of like the palliative care. And if it's okay, then I will talk a little bit about the death and mortality. So it will be like the mention of it. So, as palliative patients are people in hospices who don't have much time left, unfortunately, but often they have so much to say. And Anna witnessed a story where a woman, she was passing away in a hospice, and she decided to write down the fairy tales for her daughter, to tell those stories in her own voice, to fill every spoken word with love and warmth. And also Anya, like all of us, has older relatives who left before she had found questions that she can ask. She can ask them. And this relative is Anna's great grandmother. Her name is Maria, and luckily there are other relatives who witnesses the story of Anna's great grandmother. And Anya was able to ask them to share pieces of memories about her great grandmother, and it was likely, I'd say. And for her, it became clear that all these stories told are needed to be collected in one place. And it became clear for her that we want to get to know like our loved ones from all their sides. And to do this, we need to learn about how to be empathetic in communication. We need to learn how to find and how to ask appropriate questions. And it became clear that in general, we all have something to tell in order to leave our mark in hearts of our close people. As for me personally, I was really amazed by Anya's idea and her desire to create something that will help people capture important memories, not only in text form, but also in the form, in the form of voice and other various features, like in the form of video and so on. So in general, our whole team gathered in our project. We all united by one idea, and it is really very, very close to all of us.
No,
so that's, I'd say, the story.
No, that's absolutely fabulous, because to capture all those stories, to capture all those memories, it is very extremely important. And I know for myself, going through talking to family members, it's important for them to be able to share that information, and not only to share, but to feel connected to somebody else as well that's interested in these stories. And that's that's really a touching story. And so again, I guess this next question is going to go, similar to that in terms of the mission and the purpose of We Are Here, capturing this on a digital platform for collecting family history. Can you speak a little bit more? If that's
Yeah, sure. Our mission is to help people and relatives to communicate with each other, firstly, to help them to become closer. So the purpose of this app is to collect information about the family. So, and when I'm talking about the family, I like take the broadest sense of this word, like not only the relatives, but close friends, relatives with whom they have never communicated before, and even like animals. So the purpose of app is to collect all information about the family piece by piece and improve communications through the exchange of information with each other. So, often we think that we know our relatives very well, but that's why we don't communicate much about our experience, because nowadays we are like very busy people, yes, and everyday issues takes a lot of time. But in fact, every person changes every day, and every person may reveal new characteristics of his or her personality. And when you see these dynamics of human development, it helps you to become like more close to each other, share your experience and share your values.
Oh, no, thank you so much for sharing that, because that's extremely important. And going back to what you first said in the answer for, with the fact that it was a family member in kind of a long-term kind of a setting, and that those types of settings can be very isolating, very lonely, and for relatives not to be able to speak and to talk to what has happened for them in the past, and to be in that type of a setting. I'm very familiar with that type of a setting for my own family member being in that type of environment, and meeting with other individuals that are much older, but again, wanting to be able to share their story and to share their experience. So, this is very good in terms of what you are trying to capture here. And the other thing is, right now, like, there are other platforms that capture family history. And I know that you mentioned, yes, it's about the stories, it's about capturing, but what are the additional, I guess, the unique features in the approach that will set your application apart from the others?
We are trying to have like our own approach to all those things. We help not just collect facts about the family, but we try to motivate people to communicate more and closer, to understand each other better. We offer ideas about what to talk. The app will have like specific questions to consistently reveal a person's story and show its all aspects of stories. Our app will have unusual interactive family tree, I'd say, and each member of this tree will have like its own profile, like on Facebook, where you can attach different multimedia in different formats, like geotags, geotags of important places, audio, video, photos, etc., and many more features. And as I said before, not only relatives can be added to this tree. We consider family as like all close people of yours. And so in our app, it will be possible to record memories about all of them. And the main goal of this tree is to not just read facts after many years, but to hear the voice of loved ones again, to join those emotions, to join their feelings, to feel them. We also want to integrate deeper communication with the family into everyday life, so that people could like communicate every day just a little, spending a minimum amount of time, because sometimes, we can just forget to call our mom. And to motivate people and to remind them about it, our app will have notifications with specific questions that you can simply send in Messenger if there is no time for the personal communication. And also we will offer high quality content about the family psychology, because we truly believe that without healthy relationships and strong ties, it is quite difficult to build a family tree with the idea of sharing your emotions, of sharing your emotions to other family members. So to do this, we will have like a specific roadmap for self-knowledge questions, and you can ask them not only yourself, but also your family. We will have some useful tips how to talk to different people, for example, with old people, with people with dementia. So people who don't know how to do this, they will be able to get rid of confusion in communication.
No, that's great. And then I take it as well. So it will have the ability to store pictures, to store a voice note. Is that correct in terms of what will be allowed in the richness of this particular application? Is that correct?
Yeah, totally right.
The next question I'll go into, and anyone can answer, is just the collecting of family history often involves, diverse sources. Could you elaborate on the types of content or materials that We Are Here encourages users to contribute, and how this variety will enrich the family history narrative? So if somebody is, let's say, they're researching and they were able to find a birth certificate or a death certificate or a marriage certificate, can that be posted within this app per se?
So one of the features of our app that we really love and we very proud of is our geotags. It is, sometimes it is important for many of us to know, for example, where the burial places of loved ones are located or something like that. And this inspired us to use geotags. We also think that it's great to make geotags of important places, creating some kind of like interactive map of family places. For example, the place where your parents met, or for example, your grandfather found the treasure or something like that. And as I said earlier, Apple have possibility to post different multimedia, and it will be possible to record those multimedia inside the app. So it will be much more easier. And now we always discuss new features. For example, cooperation with genealogists or family photographers, psychologists, etc. We also think about introducing artificial intelligence that will rewrite family stories into like memoirs or something beautiful and amazing.
Oh, that's great. This is very robust. I just can't believe that this hasn't been thought of before in terms of the amount of content and what can be put into here to kind of capture the narrative, the stories of our family members, which is absolutely fabulous. And so now with all of this robustness and all these different features, what for We Are Here, the application, what is going to be the technology that's going to be used and the digital tools to be able to facilitate all of this collection of information for the history of the family data?
For instance, as I said, different multimedia that can be recorded inside the app. And this will be convenient for elderly people who often don't know how to use like gadgets, modern gadgets. And we will also use like different useful tips on how to talk to different people. And for example, people with dementia. And if we can implement AI into our app, it will help to create something much more amazing. And we will try to introduce many other features in future, and we will try to stay like very technological for our century, to increase the like the satisfaction of our users.
So people don't have to worry, let's say, about the bandwidth that's being used or the storage capacity on the site. It will just be, will this like kind of like, will this be stored in the cloud type of thing for this particular application, or stored to their local computer?
It will be, yes, it will be stored in the cloud of the application, and it will be like very safe, because we really care about safety of our users, and the data from our app will be like hard to steal and to do something with it. So our users can be like sure that that it's extremely safe.
Oh, that's great, and that's good to know where this sensitive information is being stored. So I know that you mentioned before, in terms of capturing the stories, capturing the memories is a vital part of family history. How does We Are Here emphasize the importance of storytelling and oral history in this approach?
Yeah, it's like literally the main essence of our project, to convey stories by word of mouth. We sincerely believe and declare that this is the best format of genealogical research. And of course, you can find different documents and different newspapers about your ancestors in the archives and so on. But this data, I'd say, it's like it is devoid of emotions. It's just facts, and that's all. So through those facts, you cannot touch those feelings. You can't understand what person experienced. So that's why we are trying to promote communication with your relatives.
That's absolutely great. And then, I know that you're saying that the website encourages community involvement. How is it that people are going to, how does this facilitate the collaboration and the interaction among users to enhance the collective understanding of all of these stories? Like, do they have to have, let's say, a username, a specific username and password to log in? Like, how is that going to be done?
Of course, like our users will have usernames, and they will have so it will be like they will need to use their real names to create like a tree, but it won't be necessary. And every family will be like a huge tree, and technically it will be expressed like each user will be able to make this tree public, and they will be able to allow other users to adopt experience in communication, or some features, learn something new and interesting, some interesting facts. So it will be like really a community, and they will be able to change their level of privacy. They will be able to decide what exactly they want to show to others, or maybe they don't want to show anything, so they can like make their family tree private and no one will see it.
So basically, everybody will have to have a username, password to log in. It's not going to be that they'll be able to see, family members other people's family trees at all. Is that correct?
Yeah, of course, sure.
Perfect. So I guess that, that ties into what I'm asking next in terms of the privacy, the data privacy, and the data security concerns. especially when it comes to sharing, let's say, a personal story in that and housing it on an online type of a platform. How does that, how have you kind of managed to navigate between that?
So, as I said, our application will have different levels of privacy. It will be possible to make the family tree visible for all users or only for close ones. It will be also possible to control the availability of information for different family members, for example, only for parents, only for siblings, only for cousins, etc. So users will also be able to hide all your personal data if necessary. So in general, I can say that every user will be completely in control of what information and to whom they want to show. And if we're talking about the leakage of personal data, then I can say that we follow the General Data Protection Regulation, and it is approved in the United States and many other countries. And as I said, we understand that the data privacy is important. So we want to make our application as transparent as possible, so any user can understand which data we have access to and which data we can see and which data we can't see. So for us, user safety comes first. And our resource also will be hosted by a reliable hosting provider, and will always be available. So there will be no such situations when you can see the 104 errors on our page or any other errors. So data from the site and application will be very difficult to steal and distribute, in the website will have a security certificate, so our users can be completely sure that safety comes first. Yeah.
Now, will there just, because I know you mentioned that, yes, everyone will have a username and a password to log in. Is there going to be, let's say, a main administrator for the site for, that particular family member, where they can add another layer of security on there as well? So let's say if there's an administrator. Sorry, go ahead.
You mean like the administrator of the family tree who will be responsible for adding new members? Yeah, yes. Of course, there will be this feature for sure.
Okay, fine, perfect. And connecting with a broader audience is kind of crucial on any type of these online platforms. How does the We Are Here app promote the inclusivity to aim to engage people from different backgrounds and cultures to contribute to their family history?
Okay, so in order to achieve fully understanding of inclusivity and promote the real inclusivity, we try to get in touch with people from different social groups. Our app, We Are Here, tries to directly discuss issues of inclusivity with people from different cultures and social groups. Not so long ago, for example, we were consulting and talking to professionals who helps in the field of dementia. And it is really important for us to find a comfortable approach for every group of people before contacting them directly. So as for the technical part of the application, we plan to introduce some features, like, for example, Microsoft Immersive Reader into the blog, so to provide equal opportunities in using our app for different people.
No, that's good. It makes it really very flexible for everybody to be able to be involved with this type of project. And so I know that it hasn't been launched, and I know that, but in your testing phase, were there any type of success stories or impactful experiences from users that kind of tested We Are Here to collect and to share their family history?
Yeah, unfortunately, since the app is currently in beta testing, I can't share any stories yet. But right now we have like a landing page where anyone who want to can leave press a subscription, and very soon the early version of our app will be released. So we will let our press subscribers to test it, and after that we will be able to see and read all those unique experience and stories, and maybe even share them in our blog if it will be possible, of course.
No, that's really great, because at the end of the day, it's just to be able to offer where people can kind of collect and collaborate to be able to share, what the family history is about. And, what advice would you give to individuals or families who are just starting to explore their family history and considering using We Are Here as a platform for documentation?
I'd say just start small, but right now. And it's important to record, remember, and capture all those stories in time. And it's important to get to know your loved ones closer. Actually, I can give a lot of advice, and our application can give a lot of advice. We have like a very detailed step-by-step guide on our website with basic and non-trivial questions, and an app will also appear a little later, as I said. And we are all ready to help you explore your family's history through the dialogue. But we also believe that topics often come up into your mind themselves during the conversation. So that's why I said just start. Come to visit your loved ones or just call them. It's important to admit that you'd like to know his or her story, and it will be already a big step. And record your conversation on a voice recorder. And of course, after our app will be launched, you will be able to upload all these materials into it, and to structure all this information, all the stories, and maybe consistently find new topics to know your loved ones from different sides of their personality. So just start, and start now.
No, good advice, very good advice. And again, I'm just, basically, I know this hasn't been launched yet, but, for the We Are Here, how do you envision the future of family history collecting and being able to present this information, especially, in this rapidly evolving digital landscape?
Yeah, we truly believe that in future the family history, like the process of recording family history, will be completely different, and it will be completely unusual for all of us. And we already trying to adapt to the modern digital trends. For example, those geotags about I was talking like before, and as well as using geolocation in the background mode if it will be necessary, for example, for your child or for the older ones, so relatives. And we also plan to use the artificial intelligence, as I mentioned before. So in future, we plan to implement up-to-date technological solutions timely to improve the applications and to improve users' experience. And as I said, we believe that our new technologies will change the collection of the family history in a completely new way.
It definitely will. It definitely will. And with what, your mission statement is and what you can be able to do, it looks to be very robust, because, you have a blog content. So that's like kind of like a newsletter going out, which, a lot of people can be able to enjoy and take advantage. And the fact that you've done the research behind including, family members that may have dementia, and that they can be able to still participate. Because usually when people, are afflicted with that type of illness, they're kind of not intentionally, but they're excluded, right? They're not seen as that they have that memory capacity to be able to provide anything. When they do, it's just slightly different in a different mode. So, as we come to a close on this discussion, what message would you or anyone from your team here, because that would want to say to convey to people that are interested in using this app to present their family history and be able to use it as a tool to be able to further that information?
Our message will be like to be proactive and find questions for yourself. Determine what is the value of researching family history for you. Ask yourself, will it help you to know yourself better? Will it give you support? Maybe it is important for you to pass on stories to your descendants. So just give this value a place in your life, and we are here to help you keep your story alive. So subscribe on our landing page. The initial version of our application is going to be released very soon, and you'll be able to use it, and you'll be able to capture all those wonderful memories like forever.
Thank you so much.